Why? Because somebody might try to take away who I am, and I'm not going to give that away. But the best thing I ever did was marry him because he allows me to be who I am. But I think that we do have that argument that goes on inside of us. But it's a communication that we need to. At the ending, I told that other negative person who was telling me, you're a wimp, go in, do this, do that, shut up. I'm going to do it my way. And that's usually what I do, my way.
I'd like to say something. Dealing with, I could relate to both of the skits, because growing up, I was hard on myself because my father was he's a Jamaican, and he was very, very, very ambitious, and he did not stop till he got his goal. And he was criminal, but he never got caught. And so he was slick with it. But he would tell us how to fight when we was younger, and win at all costs. And that was the type of example I had from him. But my mother, being a Jehovah's Witness, she was the complete opposite. So I had a mother who was the lamb, and had the father who was the grizzly. You know, and both of them was in my head at the same time. So I think sometimes when I got in trouble, it wasn't because of outside influences. It was the voices in my head that got me in trouble. Sometimes my best thinking got me in the worst trouble. You know, my wife mentioned about Ask Adam blog, and that's a blog that everyone should check out. He'd been in prison for 27, 28 years. Okay, been a criminal most of his young life, and then changed his life around. Now he's going to school to be a social therapist, psychologist, and he's like the Dr. Phil in prison. But people from all ages and walks of life have written him and asked Adam questions. And you ought to see the responses he gives. But one thing I learned from corresponding with Adam, he stated this. He said within us, because he's half Native American, he said within us, we all have two wolves. We have a good wolf and a bad wolf. And that kind of reminded me of what my wife was doing. Even though that bad wolf wasn't as intense as some people's bad wolves. But in us, or in some individuals, we have that good wolf and that bad wolf. And we all heard the parable, which one wins? And you hear somebody say the one you feed the most. That's the one that's going to be the strongest. So if you feed that good wolf, okay, positive energy, positive influences, okay, and starve the bad wolf, that good wolf could prevail. But now if you hang around negative influences and watch negative things and teach yourself negative things, that wicked wolf could prevail and win. But whoever you feed, okay, will survive. But the one you don't feed will not die, because that other one will eat every scrap that fall off the table. So even though you think you have that bad wolf put away or restraint, that bad wolf is still there, still ready to snap up some food off the table. And soon enough, if you're not careful, that bad wolf will be strong enough to eat the food off the table. And right now, so I always remind myself, which wolf do I want to feed? The positive one or the negative one? And like my wife was showing, she was battling both wolves in her head, you know. And like my wife was showing, we all have these voices in our head. Like I said last time we had a meeting here, we have 22,000 thoughts every single day. Whether the thought is, man, it's cold, or man, I smell some chicken, or man, I hate her, or man, this carpet needs some cleaning. 22,000 thoughts a single day in our head. And which thoughts are we going to entertain? The positive thoughts or the negative thoughts?